the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Very disturbing. The fact that he was armed in both of these assaults, makes it very disturbing and heinous type of crimes to the police department.
And now at 6, a body found headless and decomposed. An alleged killer arrested weeks after the murder. His neighbors tell us they wish they had known.
Also, a Prince George's County man accused of raping, robbing, and carjacking men he met on a dating app. The warning tonight from police.
And Central Hub district officials say 12,000 migrants have made their way into and through Washington, D.C. Soon they can call this their home. The exclusive report you'll only see on DC News Now.
Hi, good evening, everyone. We are dealing with widespread showers currently and another wave of rain expected. Also, the big headline, temperatures are about to take a huge tumble. We'll look at that coming up.
Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us for DC News Now at 6. I'm Tasmin Mahfouz.
Hi, everybody. I'm Chris Flanagan, and developing tonight, Prince George's County man accused of kidnapping and raping men he met on dating apps. Investigators say 26-year-old Rodney Richardson of Brandywine preyed on his victims. They say he met a man through a popular dating app last Friday, sexually assaulted him at gunpoint, then forced the victim to take out money from a nearby ATM. And in another case earlier this month, police say Richardson met another man through a dating app, carjacked that victim at gunpoint. Richardson was taken into custody on Monday. This afternoon, police talked about the investigation and had a warning for the community.
Very disturbing. The fact that he was armed in both of these assaults, makes it very disturbing and heinous type of crimes to the police department. Anybody doing online dating or using an app to buy or sell, first do it in a public place, have the meeting in a public place. Second thing is tell a friend, a family member.
All right, so if you have any information about Richardson or maybe a victim, you're urged to call police.
And developing now, police are working to piece together what could have led a Michigan State University shooter to open fire, killing 3 and hurting 5 others. So they found a 2-page note on him after he took his own life. Police say he had no connections to MSU, but they believe he felt slighted by people or businesses in the area. Officials also say he seemed to be a loner, and his own father described him as having no friends. And happening later tonight, Michigan State University alumni living in the district will host a vigil for the victims of the recent mass shooting. Now, according to a tweet from the DC Spartan account, this is a way for those living away from campus to still give and receive support from the community. The event starts at 7 o'clock tonight at DuPont Circle. We'll have more on it tonight on DC News Now at 9 and 10.
All right, let's get a first check on the forecast. The Chief Meteorologist, Janessa Webb. And Janessa, you nailed it. A lot of rain today.
Yeah, and it's still flowing out there. We're kind of in a slight lull in the weather pattern, but looking at our current radar, let's go to the wall and show you. There's a good batch of moisture that's still hovering across I-81, and it will be kind of repetitive as we go into the rest of the evening. What we are seeing is increasing clouds, especially for our eastern locations, but I do want to show you kind of out towards Montgomery County, Front Royal, Winchester area, light showers across 270. And so we have some slight ponding across some of our roadways, but things are slightly drying out. I am expecting that until about 8 o'clock tonight. But look at this kind of surge of moisture. Here's that cold front, and man, blustery winds are expected throughout your overnight, and another wave of rain going into early Friday. This center of low pressure is going to strip through the Ohio Valley. It's really the backside that I'm mainly concerned about. Tonight we are going to hover in the 50s to 60 degree range. Very warm. Folks, 3 a.m., 60 degrees across most areas of the DMV. That will be our official high for tomorrow. Then around 5 a.m., we're going to be on a downward trend. By tomorrow evening, I have many spots that will be in the teens and 20s. I'll break that forecast coming up.
All right, Janessa, thanks. Well, tonight, a DC News Now exclusive. D.C. officials are close to securing a facility to welcome and temporarily house migrants coming into the nation's capital. This, of course, became a serious issue for the district last summer when the governors of both Texas and Arizona sent scores of buses, sometimes right in the middle of the night, to D.C. to protest President Biden's immigration policies. Our political and government reporter Leonard N. Fleming has been covering the migrant situation here in D.C. since last summer. And Leonard, many of the migrants could soon have a new processing center here in the district.
Yes, that's right. Sources tell me that district officials are very close to a deal to rent the Harbor Light Center owned by the Salvation Army in Northwest D.C. The spacious building would be the new welcome and respite center for migrants that groups helping them have been hoping to see get secured. It would essentially make D.C. the country's portal for processing migrants.
The welcome that is done with dignity and in a compassionate and holistic approach that we've tried.
This is the approach Andrea Gallegos Mantilla of SAMU First Response has had for 12,000 migrants coming into D.C. since last summer. There has been a need for a central location to help process the scores of migrants who pass through D.C. after long, arduous journeys to the Mexican border. Sources tell D.C. News Now that the 5-story Harbor Light Center is what district officials want. It's a 136-bed facility that officials can expand. Migrants can stay there temporarily.
Our migrants have appreciated the support that has been provided so far as they arrive to the area, but it is very important to have a specific location in which they can continue to receive the services.
Scores of migrants from Texas and Arizona and even other cities are still coming to the district. Buses, some dropped off in the dead of the night, were sent to Union Station and local churches. Some were even shipped to the vice presidential compound. Last September, the Mayor Muriel Bowser administration knew it had a problem and created a department to handle it. But district officials struggled to find a location that could meet the needs of migrants.
We can organize the space in a better way and provide that extra support that they need.
Now they think they've found it.
To do it in a place where they feel safe. They feel warm and greeted.
A spokesman for D.C.'s Department of Human Services, which handles migrant services, had no comment. Sources say once a deal is signed to rent the facility, it could be 4 to 6 weeks before it's up and operational. Reporting from the studio, Leonard N. Fleming, D.C. News Now. Back to you.
All right, Leonard, thanks. Meanwhile, a former police officer in Prince George's County has been sentenced to 3 years in prison for having sex with a 19-year-old woman in his custody. Martique Vanderpool, who served as a Fairmont Heights police officer, took a female victim into custody during a traffic stop and then had sex with her at the police station. Vanderpool was also charged with first and second-degree rape, but the jury did not find him guilty of those charges.
And in national news tonight, President Joe Biden says the U.S. is developing sharper rules to track, monitor, and potentially shoot down unidentified objects. That statement during the president's first major public remarks on the topic today, following weeks of high-stakes drama sparked by the discovery of a Chinese spy balloon. Our Washington correspondent Jesse Turner has the latest from Capitol Hill.
Lawmakers from both parties have been saying the president owes the American people an explanation. And today he said he gave as many details as he could.
I gave the order to take down these 3 objects.
The commander-in-chief gave his first explanation to the American people Thursday about why the U.S. military recently shot down 3 unidentified objects.
We acted out of an abundance of caution.
President Joe Biden said the objects had the potential to disrupt civilian air travel and monitor sensitive facilities like military bases. But as crews continue to work to find what's left of the objects, President Biden said they were most likely balloons tied to private companies, recreation entities, or research facilities.
Nothing right now suggests they were related to China's spy balloon program or that they were surveillance vehicles from any other country.
The president's remarks follow weeks of criticism from both parties that he didn't act fast enough to shoot down the Chinese spy balloon.
The Chinese Communist Party would have never allowed an American spy satellite to float across China.
Americans are worried, they're concerned, they're interested.
Arkansas Republican Tom Cotton wants harsher punishments against China, like banning TikTok in the U.S., along with certain investments in diplomats.
We have to reestablish fear in Beijing that America will stand up for our core national security interests.
And Virginia Democrat Mark Warner wants to improve the process around notifying and monitoring unidentified objects.
To improve not only our kind of surveillance, but also have better rules of the road.
And the president has directed his national security advisor to lead what he called an interagency team to review the U.S. procedures around tracking, monitoring, and potentially shooting down unidentified objects. In Washington, I'm Jesse Tenor.
Oh, we still have much more coming up right here on DC News Now at 6.
Yeah, including a father arrested for murder in the death of his infant back in 1984. How police cracked the cold case. And if you're in the market for a new washer or dryer or any Energy Star appliance, we're here to stretch your dollar as to why you could save some big bucks this weekend.
And coming up at 6:30, first week on the job, we take an in-depth look at the first few days in office for Hagerstown Mayor Takesha Martinez.
And weather-wise, we have about an inch of rain on the ground out towards Manassas, Fairfax County, also Montgomery getting drenched this afternoon. We do have one more wave that we need to track in. We'll look at that coming up.